Taxation. You are a taxpayer. You've probably thought of yourself as a student, a kid, maybe an athlete, or an artist, or a gamer, but have you ever thought of yourself as a taxpayer? If you've ever bought anything, you've probably paid taxes. A tax is an amount of money citizens and businesses are required to pay so that the government can function and provide services. There are many kinds of taxes, and they exist at all levels of government. The taxes you pay support all the things the government does. Government services. So what does the government do? Just look around. If you've driven on a road, visited a library, gone to an airport, or been to a military base, you've seen the government in action. Many government services are designed to keep the nation and its citizens safe. The government inspects places where food is made, provides police officers and FBI agents, and keeps long-range missiles ready in case of attack. Ever wonder how much a missile costs and who pays for it? Other services are designed to keep the nation's economy running smoothly by helping citizens earn a living and businesses be competitive. The government educates people, supports farmers and small business owners, and investigates companies that operate unfairly. There are services that help people who have fallen on hard times by offering them help, finding jobs, and buying food. The government provides all kinds of other services. It improves our quality of life by maintaining parks and operating museums. It generates electricity, prints money, builds rockets, clothes prisoners, repairs traffic lights. The list is endless. Thousands of people earn their living providing all these services to citizens. In fact, the federal government is the biggest employer in the nation. Paying for services. Most people would agree that going out to eat is fun, until the check arrives. But people accept that if they want to eat out, they have to pay the bill. It's the same with government services. If we want to have a military or space rockets or traffic lights, we have to pay for them. Whether people agree on what we should pay for is another question. We pay for these things with taxes. There are many kinds of taxes. Sales tax. Sales tax is the pay when you buy something. Government at all levels can impose sales tax. If you break down the total tax you pay on an item, you may find that part of it is city sales tax, part might be a county tax, and part might be state sales tax. If you've noticed the sales tax varies from place to place, that's why. Also, not everything is taxed at the same rate. In many states, groceries are exempt from sales law, like here in Pennsylvania. States and local governments use sales taxes to fund many kinds of programs. Sometimes citizens will even vote to impose a sales tax on themselves for a special purpose, such as education. Excise tax. While sales tax applies to all the stuff in your shopping cart, an excise tax only applies to certain products. States often put excise taxes on alcohol and tobacco. At the federal level, there are even excise taxes on gasoline, air transportation, fishing equipment, and even indoor tanning. In Pennsylvania, we have one of the highest excise taxes on gasoline. You won't usually see an excise tax listed on your receipt because it's a tax the seller owes to the government. However, sellers usually include the amount of the tax in the price of the item. That's why excise taxes are often called hidden taxes. As the consumer, you might not know the tax exists. Income tax is the tax you pay on money you receive from various sources. Some income is the money you earn by working a job. There are other kinds of income too. Banks pay interest on the money you keep in a savings account. People who own buildings may receive rent from their tenants. People who own businesses receive money for the goods and services they offer. People can also receive income from investing their money in things like stocks. All of this income is taxable, which means that people must report it to the government and have to pay taxes on it. Federal income tax forms are due every year. April 15th is the last day that you can turn them in. Like people, businesses also pay income tax. The corporate income tax is a tax on profits made by corporations. Both the individual and corporate income tax are progressive taxes, which we will talk about a lot later, meaning the more income or profit a person or company has, the higher tax rate they pay. Social Security and Medicare tax. Social Security is the basic retirement program run by the federal government. During your working years, the Social Security tax takes a percentage of your earnings and puts it into the Social Security system. Then, when you reach a certain age, you become eligible to receive monthly payments. People who have become disabled and cannot work are also eligible to receive payments from Social Security. Medicare is the federal government's health care system for people aged 65 and over. Money for this program also comes out of your paycheck in the form of a tax. Other taxes. There are many other kinds of taxes the government collects. Local governments collect property taxes, which are taxes people pay on the land they own. Schools and fire services are often funded with property taxes. The estate tax is a tax the government collects when a person dies. Often called death taxes, the estate tax only applies when everything the deceased person owns is worth a lot of money, usually millions of dollars. Most people don't have to worry about this tax. And tariffs. The government also imposes tariffs, which are taxes on goods that are imported from the United States from other countries. The purpose of tariffs is to help U.S. companies compete with foreign companies.
Here's what you need to do to make sure you finish everything today. First thing, take the quiz. You know the deal. 3 questions, 6 points total. 1 point just for answering a question, 2 points for getting it right, 0 points for not getting it done on time. Open book, open note, and open internet. Find the answers where you need, but I recommend going back and listening to the video to find answers. Then we need to complete the review activities. They're checked for completion, and answers are provided on the following slides, along with guidance and instructions to find the correct answers. So make sure that you are following along with everything that happens on the next couple slides, and we get our work done on time.
We have a couple of quick review activities. Let's look at letter A. Which tax is it? Match each scenario with the tax it is describing. You may also want to flip-flop this one with B because the notes from B will definitely help you with A, but then again, the situations from A will definitely help you fill out B. So let's start with number 1. A tariff is a tariff. When Yvonne buys a pair of gloves that cost $10 at the register, she must pay $10.80. Is it when Sasha buys a townhouse and she got a tax bill from the county showing the value of her house and how much tax she owes? Is it Big Mart selling boots that are made in China and boots made in the U.S.? Big Mart must pay 27% on each pair made in China, but not the U.S.-made pairs. Is it number 4, state citizens who voted to add 75-cent tax to each pack of cigarettes to pay for programs to help people quit smoking? Is it when Jake gets his paycheck, he works 40 hours at $20 per hour, his gross pay was $800, but the amount of his paycheck was only $623.15? Or is it Clyde Cash owning 2 houses, 3 office buildings, a Bugatti Veyron, antique stocks, and a jet, all worth $25 million? He passed away. His heirs owe the government $9 million in taxes. So let's go through. I'm going to go through the first 2 with you. So a tariff. Remember, a tariff is a tax on trade with other countries. We talked about this before. And when I see that these boots are made in China for number 3, that tells me right there that it is a tariff. Next one is property tax. So a property tax is on something that you own. I see 2 possible candidates. It's either Sasha's townhouse or Clyde Cash's 2 houses, 3 office buildings, Bugatti, antique stocks, jet. $25 million. Well, it sounds similar to a property tax, but I know with a property tax, it's on everybody who owns a property. I can tell with Clyde Cash's that it's actually going to be an estate tax because he's worth over millions of dollars, and that triggers an estate tax. So property tax is actually going to be number 2. Let's look at the tax organizer. You can figure out those 4 on your own. I'll do the first one in each one with you. Use what you learned about in this reading to complete the graphic organizer. So what is a tax that you pay when you buy stuff? A percentage of the total price of everything in your shopping cart. This is the tax that all of you have already paid at some point in your life. If you've ever bought anything for yourself, it is a sales tax. Out of your income, well, the answer is right there for this first one. It is an income tax. It's a percentage of the total amount of income that you have for the year. And we calculate our taxes at the end of every year. We have until April 15th to do it, or certain years that date changes a little bit. And you get to calculate your own taxes. And it is as fun as it sounds. And the last part is to do your own, or on your own stuff. So a tax that is on the value of land and property you own. Surprise, surprise, it's a property tax. So you still have a handful of other ones to fill in. Go ahead and take care of that one on your own.